Are we good now?
Yep, take it away, Heather.
Hey, everybody. How are you all today?
Yay.
Oh, everybody's muted. At least give me some waves and shouts and all that stuff. How are you guys? All right, I'm going to take control for a minute of the screen, if I'm allowed to.
And I just want to just do a little introduction of Heather. We don't know each other super well, but I have been following her and her social media experience and presence, and she's just so savvy that we've had a lot of conversations through Messenger, and I'm telling you guys, it's going to be such a treat to listen to what she's bringing to us, and how if you take some of these tips and tricks, it's really going to grow your business here at APLGO. So thank you so much, Heather, for taking your time. She did a really amazing job just with some documents and slides, and I'm just really excited to hear from you.
Can you guys see what I have there? Can you guys see the PowerPoint? Yeah, okay, because I've literally have 3 screens up right now and I don't know what we're looking at, so just bear with me. Okay, just to give you guys a little bit of background about me. My name is Heather McChesney. I've been in this whole marketing world for about a decade now. I've had wins, I've had losses, I've had everything in between. And the way I'm not even going to say losses. Failures are just opportunities dressed up. You just get to learn from them, right? That's how I've always seen it. But in my day job, I'm in the education world. I'm a former high school English teacher, and now I do college and career exploration, access, and outreach. Part of outreach, under that umbrella comes social media. So I have become a student of social media, the algorithm, how it works, for about 11 years now. And I say student because by no means am I an expert. We are never going to become an expert of how this beast of a funnel works, because it is ever changing and always moving. The minute we think we have it down pat, it changes it up and does something completely different. So we have to always be learners. We have to be students of it, which is something that I do and something that we all need to do. We all have to stay on top of it. And it's not easy. If social media was easy, we would all be excellent at it all the time, and we can't be. And there are moments where I have excelled at it and moments where I have struggled so hardcore. And it's like, what am I doing wrong? So I'm not going to go over crazy intricate parts of the algorithm. I've done that in a previous session. I can give you guys, after I get done talking here in a minute, a link to the newest algorithm changes, which are probably going to change again this summer. What I want to do today is just a pop star posting power 101. Some people call this a power hour that you do every day. Most of the steps that I'm going to talk about, I innately do, and they're part of what I do absolutely every day before I do any type of post, whether it's a lifestyle post, me being funny, me posting about my dogs, posting about an opportunity, whatever it happens to be. I'm innately doing these steps because I've been doing them for so long. So just to kind of give you an idea of the agenda, I want to talk about pre-post action steps, the justification, because I'm a big believer. If I'm going to tell you to do something or ask you to look at something, I'm going to explain to you why it's important. You know, I'm never going to say, just go do it because I said do it. That serves no purpose. You don't learn from that, right? Occasional action steps, they're going to help bust open that funnel. And please note, when I'm talking about funnel today, I'm not talking about our rapid funnel. I'm talking about the social media engine funnel, because we do have a funnel in social media that helps our posts, helps us and our viewing kind of funnel like a tornado through the news feed. Pretend that social media is this long linear thing that goes out like this forever and ever and ever. You want your posts to literally cycle all the way through everybody as often as possible, right? Things you can do in between posting, things you can do after the post, you know, what the rules of engagement for posting are and what they should be, because there are some definite things you should do when you're posting it and some big cardinal no sins of the trade that you should never do. And then how we wash, rinse, repeat, and then some questions and answers as we go through. I can't see the chat box right now with the way I've got things set up. So maybe if I do this, and then you can't see me. Not that you need to see me, but that doesn't matter. So just flag me if we need something or somebody interject. Okay. So up first, All right, we've got to break the echo chamber, and we are all guilty of being in it, because let's be honest, most of us are all friends with each other that are in this Zoom call right now, right? We all have the same product, the same opportunity. We all believe in all the great wonders that APLGO is, what the drops are doing. We're all in each other's feeds. We're all in each other's posts, which we should continue to do, but we also need to branch out above and beyond each other, right? So before I post absolutely any post, I scroll through my news feed. I literally sit there on my phone every morning. I scroll through my news feed. I'm smashing the love button, and I'm then making 4 or more word comments on at least 5 people's statuses that I see on my news feed, right? And my comments are always very unique. They're always genuine. They obviously correlate and relate back to what the person has been talking about. I might ask a question back so that there's engagement, so that the poster has to relate something back to me. And then I go above and beyond, right? Because these are people I'm already seeing in the news feed, which means they're already seeing me in the news feed. What I'm wanting to do is to bust out of that echo chamber. I want people that I'm not always seeing in my newsfeed, who I know are not seeing me in their newsfeed. So I pop up to my friends list that everybody can see on their mobile, or everybody can see when they're on their laptop. I hit my friends list, and I go through and I'm like, who haven't I talked to in a long time? You know, I've not talked to that friend from high school in probably 15 years, but here we are friends. I'm going to go get on their page and see what their last post was. And I'm going to make it a very big point to go find their last status message. If it has been within the last couple of days, I'm going to smash that love button. I'm going to go comment on their post. And I'm going to go and do that to up to 10 to 15 other individuals. That is how I'm going to start getting outside of the echo chamber. I'm going to start making it a point to get my face, my posts, my name in other people's news feeds, right? The more you do this, the more often you do this, you're going to start seeing their statuses show up in your news feed, but better yet, and the whole point of us doing this is your status messages are going to start showing up in their news feed. And why do we even post Facebook messages to begin with? It's not a popularity contest. We're not seeing who the cool kids are in the lunchroom, because we are not in high school anymore. Nobody gives anything. I almost said a bad word. Nobody gives a hoot about that, right? We're doing this because we have something of value that we're eventually going to share, right? Right? We want people to be watching what we're doing. We're eventually going to want people to comment on what we're doing, because when people comment on what we're doing, that opens up the door for us to have a conversation. What are we going to have conversations about eventually? We're going to slide into the DMs. Hey, I've got this great opportunity. I've got this great product. Then we can throw them into our rapid funnel and follow the system that we have in place, right? That's why we post on Facebook, right? Another really great trick of the trade of how you can start talking to more people outside of your news feed is use that birthday notification. We all have like 10, 15 different friends that are having the same birthday on the same date. We get a birthday notification every day that tells us who our friends are. Happy birthday to you is 4 words. However, we can get even more creative and say, hope you have a great day. This day should be the best day you have this year. You can get all sorts of creative with the ways you say happy birthday to somebody. You can knock out those 10 to 15 unique status updates or comments on a person's page that you haven't talked to in a really long time, because most likely some of those birthday notifications are from people that you haven't talked to in a really long time. And you'll notice for a few days that you'll start seeing their status messages, but they'll definitely start seeing yours, especially when you see who's paid attention to your videos, who's been in your stories, who's liked your posts, or who's made comment, right? And it's even better if they say, thank you, I really appreciate that, because then there's been engagement there, and the algorithm loves engagement, right? Even those stories literally and figuratively sits above the Facebook algorithm. People who utilize stories the way we are supposed to and do in network marketing pay attention to who's been up there. I look every day. It'll say 20 some people have liked this story. Well, I'm gonna go see who it is, right? Okay, 10 APLGO folks did. That makes sense, right? oh, but look, Jill, who, you know, I just messaged her the other day. She's starting to pay attention to my stories now. That's good information. I can track that. You can track that in your stories, right? Go and comment on other people's, because other network marketers will reciprocate that, even from other companies, because there is like this unwritten rule amongst us. It's like the kindness amongst thieves is you got to support each other. And we do, right? This is how we do it. And this is how we get outside of that echo chamber. So the news feed funnel lag. Say that 3 times fast. So the last company I was with, they taught us this trick, and y'all, I didn't believe it until I started doing it. I do this about every other month now, and it makes the biggest difference in the world. Go to your friends request section of your profile, and here you're going to find all of those requests that you've made over maybe the lifetime of you having a Facebook profile open. Delete every last friend request that you have personally made that they have not answered. Delete all of them. Y'all, I had friend requests from like 14 years ago, or however long I opened up a Facebook, we'll say over a decade ago, where they had not answered them, or they had like gotten rid of their account. Apparently, this completely bogs down your network, and it affects your funnel. You can always attempt to friend them later or not. My theory is this: hey, boo-boo, you missed an opportunity to see all the wonderfulness that's Heather McChesney. I'm gonna open that spot up for somebody who deserves it, right? So I'm probably not going to try to even send you a friend request again. Open a spot for someone who wants the opportunity to be friends with you, to see what you're posting about, because the bottom line is this: you hold the key. You hold the key for those spots. I opened up my Facebook public. My Facebook is now very public, because one of the tricks that they do say is whenever you're posting anything that is about lifestyle, about you as a brand, which I believe Dr. Erin, well, I know for a fact Dr. Erin has trained on this before, and I think she's going to do a deep dive on one of our summer school sessions on posting, and not posting, but you as a brand, who you are, lifestyle posts, and really dive deep into that. Anytime you post yourself as a brand, lifestyle, opportunities, product posts, that those should be public, because they'll funnel more, and even people outside of your network or your friend group have the potential to see those, and that's good. Once I started doing that, I started getting more friend requests, right? And I've been picky about who I allow into my friend requests, but I am at a point where I'm getting close to that 5,000 mark. And so I just keep everything public now. The way I see it, why am I going to post anything that I would ever be ashamed of, or I don't want the whole public to know about? So I just censor myself, or I'm just a smart poster. So that's where I am on that. And I don't have kids, so I don't worry about that. I'm not posting about underage kids or anything, which is good. So expanding the feed and the funnel. So in between every post, what I always do is I join groups of interest, and I'm always making a point to be active in them. I just don't join them to watch and spy. Like I comment with people. I've met acquaintances and people through groups like this. I engage with people consistently and regularly in those groups. I then friend them on the outside of the group. They'll start seeing you in your feed. You'll start seeing them in your feed. Your friends list will expand. You make friends with people outside of your company, and you can watch and see what they're doing. Follow leaders and other successful MLMers that are in your company, but also outside of your company, and not necessarily with the idea that you're going to recruit them. But watch what they're doing, because you can learn a lot from everybody that you come in contact with. Watch and learn. Have conversations like you do in the real world. You know, with COVID, we've all been stuck at home, and we've been stuck behind computers. So it's very easy. We forget kind of what real world conversations are like anymore. I found myself out. I actually had to go to work the other day and was talking to more than 2 people at one time at the office. And it felt like a stammering idiot, because I was like, I'm so sorry. I've completely forgot like what normal socialization was like. Practice, pretend when you're having a social media conversation, pretend it's like the real world. Learn more, observe more, become better at your craft. You do this by practice, practice, practice. Watch what others are doing and how they do it well. And whatever you do, guys, and we're going to talk about this in depth here in a minute, do not copy and paste what these people are doing. It is the biggest no-no, and it is the sin of all network marketing. It is just the biggest no-no. And we're going to talk more and more about that, how it is such a negative effect for not just the original, not just the copy and paster, but also the original poster. We'll get to that here in a second. So the rules of the engagement of the post, and I know this is a little bit small, but you can Google these, and these are just some suggestions of blueprints for what a good post would look like. You want to have a big idea. The status-like part is it's conversational, it's fun, it's entertaining. You know, whether you're making somebody laugh, you're providing really valuable insight, you're providing information. There's something there. You don't want to have literally a novella of information. People's attention spans are small anymore. They're not going to sit there and read. If they have to scroll, they're done. They're not going to do it. Always add something vibrant, a video, a picture, a graphic, something with movement is even better, right? They want to see that thing. Remember how little kids like things that are shiny? Adults do too. Keep it short, keep it sweet. Whatever you do, the one thing that has to be present in every post you do is always end with a call to action. Ask a question, have something that literally, when people are responding to you in the comment section, they're answering something. You want them to answer something, give them a call to action. And if you need to create that sense of urgency, like, I want to know right now how you feel about this. I'm dying to know how you feel about this. You know, be dramatic if you have to. You know, give them that call of urgency so that they feel that they need to. The other thing is look at your analytics for each post, because your analytics on Facebook are going to tell you what days you're getting the most engagement when you post, what time of day you are personally getting the best responses to posts, right? And you can Google this and they're going to give you, and they're not generic, and it depends on the season, it depends on the month. You know, they're going to say at certain times of the year, Tuesdays and Thursdays are the best time to post on Facebook. Saturdays are horrible. Saturdays are the worst time, no matter what time of year it is. Saturdays are the worst time to ever post on Facebook if you ever want engagement. Sundays after the church session, those are great times. They'll say during the lunch hour, during the week, when families are putting kids to bed, or after dinner is a great time to post. Early in the morning when people are getting ready, they do their scroll, is a good time. Use those analytics, use Google. Google is a great friend that will help you learn some of these things too. Also, the posts. Y'all, I see posters and prayers out there all the time. I'm going to put up a post and then I'm just going to pray that somebody buys something from me. I'm going to put up a post. I'm going to pray that somebody joins my team. Listen, I love Jesus and God as much as the next person, but I also know that Jesus and God probably doesn't have time to help me with my posts and seeing if somebody helps me with my opportunity right now. You got to do more than put the post up and pray about it. You got to put the post up and you got to follow through with it. And by all means, I do not mean to offend anybody with this one, but you got to do more than post and pray. You got to follow up. You just have to. You have to do more with the post. The post is just the beginning. You got to use the vibrant graphics. Sales pitches, leave those for the 1970s used car salesmen. That's what they were good at doing. We don't need that. If y'all just do sales pitch after sales pitch after sales pitch, people just gonna scroll on by and be like, oh my God, that's disgusting. She just vomited her product all over me. I feel gross. Blech. Nope, not doing it. Y'all, I've made these mistakes. I've made them recently because it was a brand new product and I didn't know what to do with it. I'm like, oh, I just did all the bad things. I'm gross. I grossed myself out. KISS. Tony said it earlier, except I like to say, keep it simple, sweetheart, because that's how we do it in West Virginia. He said, keep it so simple. I say, no, baby, keep it simple, sweetheart. Less is more, just like perfume. You don't need a whole lot. You do not need a whole lot. Know your audience, but more importantly than that, know yourself. Because if you are putting up a post that screams somebody else wrote it, your audience is going to know. It has to be genuine. It has to be you. I use this all the time. It's called the jab, 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 hit method. More posts about you and less about direct sales and opportunity, right? The post should be you drops, you opportunity. When I say you, I mean like about your family, about your dogs, about what you just made for dinner, about the trip you went on. Then maybe you do a product placement about, oh, I just made a great dinner that gave me heartburn. Now I need ice, something along those lines. Be unique, use your voice. You are your brand and your brand is you. You are your brand and your brand is you. You are not the drops are not you. They just happen to be part of your brand, right? Personal branding, as we said, is a topic that Erin is going to dive into really deep later on. Be original, y'all. I can't tell you, be original. And Tina does a really great job of this. Erin has done a really great job of this. Be original. Copying and pasting is going to get you banned from the cool club. I'm kicking you, and I'm not saying I'm the queen of the cool club, but I'll ban you from it. Quit copying and pasting. It is not a system. It is not a system. It is stealing. It's also stealing somebody's voice. Do you remember what happened in the cartoon, The Little Mermaid? Things went badly for Ursula when she stole that chick's voice. Don't do it. On top of this, and I don't want to frighten you all, but I know for a fact that there are litigations happening right now between companies and former associates where they are fighting over the proprietary, and that's not the right, I'm not using this in the right sense. They're fighting over who owned content from posts within training groups and also on people's personal pages. And I'm not talking about anybody in our company. I'm talking about outside companies. If this becomes the standard, this could be, I'm just saying, it could get nasty. The terms of service right now, Facebook does say that Heather McChesney is the author of her posts. It's my proprietary, I own that. You copy and paste me, you're stealing from me. On top of that, like I can get over that. My ego can get over that. Technically, I'm kind of flattered. If you really want to use my voice, I'm flattered. They say it's the greatest form of flattery. But let me tell you what it actually does. Guys, every time you copy and paste, it does negative damage to your news feed in the algorithm and my news feed in the algorithm. It causes more damage than good. It will stop your status from cycling and it stops my status from cycling. So, and I'm going to call it like it is, copy and pasting is lazy. It's super duper lazy. So by being lazy and copying and pasting, what you've done is you've literally put the kibosh, you've pumped the brakes, you've stopped the algorithm. The algorithm has literally said, we're not showing your post because it looks like literally somebody else already has it. It's not going anywhere. And the original poster who put a lot of work into their words and really thought long and hard about what they wanted to say, they're getting punished for you. Guilt by association, they're getting punished too. So do you really want to be that kid? Kicking you out of the club. See you, bye. Can't stress it enough. I'm gonna start being real tough on y'all. Might just show up in your inbox and you won't know if it's the good Heather or the bad Heather. The follow-up, respond to everybody. Respond within 24 hours. Use 4 words or more to comment. Facebook really, and this is something that's never changed. Facebook loves it if you can get 10 to 12 comments within the first hour. And they need to be 4 words or more. So if 6 people comment on you and you follow up and you comment back to those 6 people, you're funneling, baby. You got the funnel happening. The follow-up is the conversation starter that needs to happen on the social media funnel. And then that feeds into the sales funnel, which, you can feed that into our rapid funnel, which is fantastic. Then, your commenters feel valued. Well, that's a safe place. Heather's a safe person. I feel more comfortable. Like I can go and comment on her feed all the time. And he or she's going to come and want to comment more and more and see what I'm up to, because they feel valued. They feel safe. They feel like their voice has a place there. Your engagement's going to increase. Your algorithm is going to start working like a beast, because you were working the algorithm like a beast. And you're literally going to wash, rinse, and repeat this absolutely every day. Now, if you don't know what to post about, that is okay. I have days and weeks and months where I'm like, I do not know what to talk about today. There's absolutely nothing in my life of interest happening. I don't want to make anything up because I want to be genuine, and I don't want to be called a liar. Y'all, Google is your best friend. There are free prompts out there that you can look at that give you prompts that you can post about. They'll help you get creative. They're out there everywhere. Share a quote, find your favorite picture, offer a valuable tip. Valuable tips go hand in hand with our drops. You could pick a drop that we have and post a picture of it and write a valuable tip about it. And you've got a really great post there that isn't salesman-y. It's not like a used car salesman. You're not vomiting your product all over everybody. It's practical, it's usable. And you've got a great post right there. You could offer a behind the scenes of your work. One of the posts that I really got a whole lot of engagement over, I've had two. My backdrop fell on top of my head during a live, and I took a snippet of that, literally a still picture of the backdrop crushing my head. My face was like this. And I was like, you'll never know what'll happen in your live group in your VIP group during live. And I had some snarky remark. People went wild over it. The other one, I did a live from my bathroom, literally showing everybody how to utilize our skincare line. Man, that one got so much engagement. And I took a still from that and then put it on my personal page. I had people asking to get into my VIP group. Like, let's see what McChesney's up to next time. She does weird things from her bathroom. There's all sorts of ways that you can utilize your content, go and find different bits, prompts. Google's your best friend. You don't need to copy and paste from people. You can watch what they're doing and take ideas and inspiration, but quit copy and pasting. Even switching a word or two around, it's not working. I've played around with it. It doesn't work. So that's where I am with all of that. I want to stop sharing. I want to open it up to Tina. What do you have to say, Tina?
Well, thank you so much for that, Heather. I think that helped so many. And I really love that you went over, how to be authentic to yourself. And, the copy paste thing definitely is an easy way to do it. So here's what I do. I've known that for a long time, that, just copy paste. Your friends know they can read right through everything, that you're just, regurgitating someone else's post. And that makes it so that they don't feel you're authentic, right? They don't trust you. You have no validity in their mind. But there's some great posts out there. So I see tons of amazing posts and I'm like, oh man, I want to do that one too. So I save it. And then when I have a day where I'm stumped on what to post, I go back through all my saved stuff. I pick one that inspires me. I make it my own. I do my own picture. I do my own spin. And I see a lot of the same posts that we're doing back and forth. Don't just copy and paste someone, even if it's about a sell. Put your own words in it. Put why you're loving this sell. Delete someone. I've seen people that literally copied people's posts and it doesn't even fit them. Like, I've been in business for 4 years. Like, we all know that's not true. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of typos. Like, I actually go in and I find a lot of grammatical corrections, and I know I'm really weird like that, but I find other words that mean the same thing, right? Put some different emojis, put a different picture. That's totally fine. You're not Facebook isn't going to recognize that as you're copying and pasting someone else's, but, and you're going to get more exposure. Have you guys ever noticed that you guys, when you're copying and paste something, nobody even likes or comments on it? Yeah, there's a reason why. Very reason why.
You know, the latest, and I talked about, and I'll go and snag that video clip here in a minute. I did about an hour's worth of the new algorithm updates. And one of the things, and this was an outside independent marketer. He wasn't affiliated with an MLM that was talking about these algorithm updates. And she said that the most recent update is going to affect MLMers, network marketers, attraction marketers the most, because when it comes to corporate announcing any product updates, sales and specials, opportunity specials, the first thing that we innately do, because corporate has, a lot of corporations and a lot of companies have trained us, and APLGO hasn't, has trained us, when we offer a special, here's the wording you use, everybody go out there and use it. Facebook is saying, nope, you better get creative with that, because we're going to block them, not block them, but we're going to block your views. Quit doing it. So even when it comes to product announcements or promos, we just have to start mixing it up. And I literally sat there on the training and thought, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, like it's gonna create more work for us, but not one of us got into this business because we shy away from hard work.
Right. And a lot of companies out there, it's an old habit to break. I know a lot of, like my old company, they promoted copy and pasting.
That blew my mind when you told me that, Tina.
They said it's easy, do it. And I'm telling you, there's people in the industry that still have that mindset of, I'm just going to call copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. And it's killing them. It's why nobody feels like anything's working anymore. It's why people stay off social media, because they're tired of seeing the same old spam. Copy paste is spam. It's another way that people feel like you're being salesy. Don't be salesy. Be you. Create. One of the things I hate most is that people misunderstand me. So I go on social media and I give people my authentic self, because I don't want people to misunderstand me. I want people to know who I am. I want people to know what I love. I want people to know that I have a heart. I have this. And so that when I do put a post up about product of the company, it stops. They stop and look at it because they know me, even though they don't know me. Does that make sense?
If you go to BFH's site and you look up all of the #1 folks if you take the top 10 network marketing companies and you go to their page and you look up their top 5, 10 not recruits, but associates, and you go into their Facebook pages and you look at the types of posts that they're, because I've done this, I've gone and looked, and I follow several of them, and you go and look at the posts that they're making. Majority of their posts have nothing to do with what they sell. Most of them are all about who they are and their brand is their voice, who they are as a person, what they're doing with their lifestyle. And occasionally you'll literally see something in the background, their product in the background, or a small reference to it, right? Or more of that conversation is happening in their comments, or they'll say, let me message you about something that I think might interest you, right? Their posts, their lifestyle branding posts, to pull people onto their page so that they can then go and talk to them privately about what they're doing. Go to Business for Home, go check out your top marketers in each of those companies, follow what they're doing, and it's all unique voice. This is who I am branding.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to discourage anyone from not posting because you're not sure. Like that's not what this training is.
No.
Please go market and post. And stories are completely different. Stories do not have any algorithms. Please copy and paste every single story we share with you guys. You can make them your own if you want, but those don't follow the same rules. But just what we're trying to say here, and what Heather's this training's amazing, is that just be intentional, right? Yeah. Don't take the easy road. Before you make a post, just stop and think for a minute. You know, and then post, right? We can all stop for 5 minutes and say, how is this post related to me? And what audience am I trying to reach?
And if if you don't have anything of value to say right in there in the moment, that's okay. You don't have to post right now. I'll have a day where I don't put anything up, and everything on social media says that's okay. Like I used to think, because there used to be rules of engagement said you have to post every day. You have to post 3 to 4 times a day. No, if it's not of value,
Yeah.
don't do it.
Well, and one big mistake I see people do is they get really nervous about posting about their business or product. So they'll post it, and then 5 minutes later, they go post a picture of their dog or their kid. That just killed the post they just made 5 minutes earlier, because now that next post is getting more exposure.
Yeah.
So you got to let things marinate and sit that's why on Facebook, I think on Instagram, it's different. You can post more on Instagram. But on Facebook, I literally sometimes only post maybe once a day, because you need it to let it marinate. Now I'll go to my stories and I can post things as they're happening, because your friends get a notification every time you post a story, right? So post a story, maybe another hour, post another story. They keep getting the same notification, and your friends keep coming back to check what you just posted. Yeah. But maybe we should just open it up for a quick Q&A. If anyone has any questions. I think Heather did an amazing job. Can you guys all give Heather a round of applause? Isn't she amazing?
Thanks, guys. Thanks. I've definitely
Thanks, Heather.
had my own issues at times. Still do. Because I play around,
Great energy.
I play around to see what works and doesn't. And I've had some not so great things happen.
Yeah, we all learn. I was terrible at social media in the beginning. YouTube was my best friend. You can actually Google almost anything you want to learn about social media. It's pretty cool.
I have a question. What are your thoughts on, or the input on sharing stories, like when you share someone else's?
Those are totally fine. Stories don't follow any of the same algorithms. So are you talking about when you copy and paste like a story and put it on your own?
Like on one of your posts, you were talking about the powerful women. So I shared that to my page, my feed. How does the algorithms work with that? Am I canceling you out by sharing?
Oh, if you're sharing, you mean on your Facebook feed? You
Yes.
shared it to your post. If
Yes.
if you share it to stories, I think it's fine. It just brings them back to maybe their page when they click on it. But if you share something, it kills the algorithm. It doesn't get as much attention as if you had just copied like a section of what they said, make it your post and a picture. You can still reference what you liked, but Facebook, when you share something, it says, oh, that's not authentic to her. We're not going to get it very much exposure.
But it won't damage the original poster if you share it.
Right.
Like it would if you copied and pasted.
Okay.
Sharing your own memories though, like here's the thing too, is you know how you have memories on Facebook and you want to reshare those and you can write something, those are totally fine because you're sharing your own thing. Again, does that make sense? But when you share someone else's, it's different.
See, I've played with that and I've stopped doing that.
Why?
Because my interaction wasn't as good. So really, I'll just repurpose the post.
That's true. I've had some good success with it. I don't know why. Maybe it was because it's the only post I made that entire day.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a Facebook thing as much. I don't know. I've played around with it a little bit and was having issues with it. So I've just started repurposing it if there's one that's worth it. And do you guys know that you can save your posts and put them in categories and saved folders so that you can go back and boost them yourself instead of sharing them? So I know on Android, I don't know if you on iPhones, but on your posts, the 3 dots that are in the corner that you can pull down where you can make edits, there's a save button there. save and put them into folders. And later you can go back to your save folders and you can look at posts. Like I have recipes that I'll go back and look at. I have drop posts. I have, I'll have mental health posts that I'll go back and boost. And instead of resharing them or repurposing them, another comment on it on the bottom, and it'll filter back through the feed too.
Pamela had a good question. She said that she sometimes deletes posts from showing in her timeline that she's tagged in because it pushes her post down and doesn't get seen. I know Facebook does a lot of when you get tagged in something, it asks you to add it to your timeline. Do you have any thoughts on that, Heather? I only do a very few.
Yeah, I set my settings up that have to approve them.
Yeah.
Honestly, the only ones I ever really approve are when my sister tags me in my niece and nephew's pictures. The rest of them, I don't, because I don't ever want my feed being used for somebody else's marketing. I don't want my page used for somebody else's marketing. And I've seen people do that before. I want to control what my name is associated with. So I normally remove myself from the tag and deny. That's just me personally. I only allow it when it's family oriented stuff.
Yeah, there were definitely some questions on that, but maybe YouTube it. Tell us what you find out.
Yeah. But as for because I know because when I've had people in my downline, they've gone diamond or something, I've tagged them and whatnot. I don't know how it affects I can't imagine, I don't know how that affects the algorithm because, it's going out on everybody's page. I'll look that up and see what I can find out, because I wouldn't want to not tag them because it's a celebration of them.
Well, I post it to their personal feed. Like when I do a shout out or congratulations, I post it on their feed. And so hopefully their audience sees it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I want my audience to see it too,
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to look that up.
Yeah, that would be a good one to figure out.
That's a good question, Pamela. You stumped me.
Anyone else have any more questions? I think we're going to do a series.
I have a quick question. Is there some place, because my former company had a whole entire library of things corporately approved, and our reps could go in randomly. It might have been focused on a particular holiday or some product, some client experience. Is there a place where there is a library of various posts or things that individuals could just, use one of those instead of having to try to create their own?
You mean for APLGO, like corporate made graphics?
Yeah.
So not currently, because we're in this Whisper campaign pre-launch. A lot of us have seen that in Europe or Russia, they've had some really nice pictures done over there. And so a lot of us have been kind of copying some of the Instagram posts on APLGO official and APLGO USA and APLGO. But we're supposed to be getting that as part of our new marketing.
Okay.
So they just hired somebody for marketing. And so it will definitely happen. But here's the thing is I was in a company that was very good at like graphics and marketing, right? And we could pull those stock images, but I would still make my own wording. I'd still say what I wanted to say about that instead of like copy paste. But
you're attaching your own comments, but having professional pieces that are out there that you can use.
Yeah. And that's the thing, you can steal graphics from anyone and make it your own.
Yeah.
And the new update said that graphic sharing is totally acceptable. It's the narrative they want us to all change up.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we didn't snag graphics from each other, we'd all be in trouble. because most of our clientele does not speak Russian. And I sure can't translate.
Yeah. Yeah. So we are going to try to do this about every week around the same time, right, Heather? Maybe just pick a different topic and maybe teach you guys some tips and tricks. Like stories is like a whole nother training, right? Instagram, you know, I'm not super savvy on Instagram, but it is definitely the hot market right now. Is Instagram, TikTok, Reels. I mean, oh my goodness, there's just so much, right?
Yeah. And I had TikTok and Reels down in my last business. I'm trying to work it. I'm trying to get my brain wrapped around it with this one.
Just a lot of traction marketing.
Yeah.
But like Heather said, you know, Facebook posting is just free marketing for you and your brand. You're not going to get people from posting. You have to do the work. You have to reach out. You have to build relationships with people. I have some new associates who are like, they made a couple posts and they didn't get a lot of interaction, so they quit. But what is that? You didn't do anything. You didn't talk to anybody. You just.
And here's the deal, guys. Like, just because somebody doesn't comment doesn't mean they're not watching.
Exactly.
And you know, I kind of forgot about this, even though I know this. I was in my back office and I was like, man, where did my comp just went boing, like kind of skyrocketed. And I went and I looked and I had this customer bonus pop up. And I was like, pretty sure that's my friend that I went to school with, grade school with, junior high school with, and high school, you know, with. And I messaged her and I said, Corinne, and I've never once had a conversation with her about drops, ever. I said, Corinne, I wanted to make sure this is the same Corinne that I grew up with, because I don't necessarily remember your married name. You're married. I know your maiden name, but I want to make sure this is still your married name. And she said, yeah, this is me. And I said, did you by chance make a purchase for me with my new company? She said, yeah, I've been watching you for 3 months up in your stories and all these things. And I did some diving and I found your link and I saw on YouTube that the way that I could purchase and become a prime customer and this, that, and the other. And your stuff was so informative. And I just bought $400 worth of stuff. And I said, thank you. I was like, okay. I mean, she'd been watching for 3 months and had learned all this information.
Yep.
Well, if you ever want to learn how to get free products and become an associate, I'd love to help you with that. She said, well, let me try these first. And I've seen that information too. And I've been thinking about it.
Yep. People watch. Yep. I have people that I reached out to who have never commented or liked on any of my posts ever. And they will admit, and then all of a sudden they'll be part of my company. They'll join as an associate because I sent them samples. And then they said, you know what, I've been watching you for 6 months.
Yeah.
But if I had never had made that contact or reached out to them, they probably would have just sat there and continued to watch me and never made the move. So, but you got to keep posting, because the person, it's the person they remember over and over again. Because just like, you know, we all kind of teach, is sales is really a numbers game. It's that 7th or 8th exposure that really gets people to turn their head, right? And if you drop off and you stop posting, but your friend is over here doing the same thing, they're going to go over to that friend because you stopped and they're still going. Does that make sense? So it's really important to your business to utilize social media. We're just going to try to help our team and everyone, like, you know, that will come into our organization, kind of just do it right and do it with class and not be spammy, right? Because we all think about what you like, right? We all know that we don't like the spam. Like I had someone from another team send me a spam message about APLGO. And I totally knew it was APLGO because I read it, and I'm like someone that they would think they would maybe check my profile before they sent me a message. You know, it's going to happen more and more, but you need to set yourself apart from those people. So anyway, thank you all for this time, and we will we'll plan on the same time next Saturday. I know we have our flash sale, so we might just keep it like a short topic because we'll be collecting some orders hopefully from that. And that's another thing is use social media to advertise the flash sale. Go post on your stories, get people added, start messaging people. It's going to help your algorithm. Start messaging people about flash sale, get them invited, ask them if they want to invite. It starts Monday. So yeah, let's get people over the weekend excited. It's going to help your business, whether they accept it or not, or they're just watching you. But yeah, use this training and go out there and start inviting and advertising.
Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you. That was incredible. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Go post.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Great. Thank you so much, Heather, Tina.
My pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your
Everybody
weekend.
go and post and be wonderful.
Oh, and happy Father's Day to the fathers.
Yes.
Yay.